Hey, it's Sammy on Friday, February 7th. Today was non-farm payroll, so it gave us a really big boost. We took 6 trades today and we made 295 points. Let's take a look at the data. Let's take a look at the trades and kind of walk through how everything worked out. So this is that non-farm payroll trade. It popped up and all the data flipped over really quick. You can see we have sentiment, a couple of volatility breaks, and this momentum to the short side, but it's only on small time frames here. So we're just working this these deviation levels. We're going to lock in 93 points here manually. Now here's the cool part. That trade pulled all the way back up to that 38.2 Fibonacci, also testing yesterday's close once again, and VWAP. There's a lot of information sitting right here at our fingertips. We're going to re-enter that trade. We still have that short time frame data. We still have those volatility breaks. So we're going to take this trade back down. All right, as we head down here to this yellow line, you can see we're going to lock in. That's deviation 2. So 95% of today's volume is inside of these bands. We're going to lock in 35 points. I do a lot of charting and a lot of drawing. You can see I drew some trend lines here. I also drew a kill box around that railroad tracks that the red news formed, and we're breaking this trend line now. You can see we're only working with really short time frame data, so we're hitting this deviation band where this gap long is. I'm hoping the data will grow, but it's not growing too much, so let's see what happens. This is why typically I lock in at these deviation levels. You can see I would have probably locked in 25 points. However, we have our stop loss set at break even +1. We're going to pay for this trade. It's a break even. Let's look for the next opportunity. This is why I love working with data. You could see we rejected the second deviation band. We rejected value area high. We rejected volume point of control. We're coming back down through now through VWAP right here, this pink line. We got all of our data flipped over, if you notice. We had long data a few minutes ago. Now we have short data. So we can take this trade. So you can see what happens here. We're now breaking deviation 1. We're now breaking value area low. This trade's starting to really pick up sentiment. We got a volatility break, momentum's firing. Let's see where we go. Right at the bottom there where I have kill box written, there's a line, an orange line. That's a GAN level, very powerful. We're gonna lock in our profit of 47 points. You can see we use some really basic tools to identify key price levels. Those are just theories. We're using data to punch through these levels or go towards these levels, okay? So you can see now our data has flipped back over, and now we've broken through that green line, which is the deviation 1. We're at deviation 2. There's no volume above here, so we're gonna see our data is growing pretty quick in a very short time. We're gonna try and take this through. The data is really powerful at giving us confirmation. That's why we enter these trades so confidently. Now the reason I'm locking this trade in right here is because there's some news coming at 10 a.m. and that's the start of a new hour bar and a new 4-hour bar, and usually there's big pullbacks on those. So we're gonna lock in 46 point. Did it ever drop? Look over to the left, you'll notice that giant orange candle. That was the new bar at 10 a.m. from that news and that new 4-hour bar. Now the market's coming through deviation 1. The cool part about the data in the optimizer is all of the data is reversed from going long. Now it's heading short. You can see the short time frame data is what starts. This is real-time numeric data. We can actually read these numbers and get confirmation on our trades. Notice we're plowing through deviation 2. We're heading down to deviation 3. And once we get down to deviation 3, we're going to go ahead and lock in 74 points.